I have two experts that are here within Percepta on the screen with me. I am speaking with Tammy Godby, of course, our Global Director of Organizational Development, and Diana Iddon, Global Director of Human Resources of EMEA and APAC, which Diana, I'm going to start over with you. I love breaking down acronyms. EMEA and APAC, define those for us. What does that mean?
Thanks, Rachel. So that's Europe, Middle East and Africa and Asia Pacific. In Percepta, we normally just say the rest of the world. So and speak to Diana.
I love rest of the world. That's way easier. But, and I just to be self-deprecating, I remember when I first worked for a global company, I would see those acronyms. I'm like, what does that mean? And I did have to Google them. So we can all relate, right? We Google terms we see at work.
There's so many as well. Working at Percepta, there's so many that sometimes it feels like we're talking in code.
We give our new people that onboard their own list of acronyms.
That is a brilliant idea.
Well, there's so many.
Yeah.
I've been here for 4 years and I still need to look them up.
Well, you're helping me segue right into something. So I think you both are familiar faces on the Leadership Life series, but for anyone who's new to the show, let's hear a little bit about what both of you are responsible for here at Percepta. Tammy, I'm going to kick off with you. You are the Global Director of Organizational Development. Tell me what you do exactly.
What we do, so my team is fantastic. We get the opportunity to touch, talk, or influence everybody every day. We work on the diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And then we also work on leadership development. So we have these different streams where what we do is really relationship building, it's connection, and it's professional development. So we have a great space to work in.
Well, and considering the size of Percepta, that's quite a lot that you do, which is going to help me transition over to Diana. So Diana, we'll talk a little bit more too about the size of Percepta, but talk to us about your role within Percepta within the Human Resources Department.
So I'm the Global Director of Human Resources, focusing on EMEA and APAC regions. We look after core and non-core HR, so employee life cycle, anything to do with our employees. HR is normally at the forefront of that, and that's what I look after.
We are going to talk about just one single aspect, which touches so many parts, though, of Percepta and the people here. And I believe today we're focusing on an effort called We Belong. What exactly is the We Belong initiative here at Percepta?
We Belong is our annual global diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging survey. And we've rolled it. This will be our third year rolling it out. It helps us just better understand our employees, how they're doing, how we can be more supportive. The survey split into a lot of different categories so we can capture the most information so we can have the best ability to understand and help the humans that we serve. So it's diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, but we also ask for personal experience and company policy and mental health. So we are trying to really get a really good landscape of our employees so that we can really be more supportive in whatever the efforts that need to be.
Absolutely. And Tammy, like you said, this is our third year. Last year, I was very excited because we included EMEA and APAC regions into the We Belong survey, which obviously is my region. And I was excited to see what the Percepta employees in EMEA and APAC were saying. One of the biggest things that I talk about all the time is mental health and well-being, and including that also in the We Belong survey is really great. And it's great to hear how people are actually feeling rather than making decisions based on what we think people think.
This isn't just about pushing out initiatives. So this is about listening to how our employees are actually feeling about those aspects of their employment. Do they feel like Percepta is diverse? And if they're diverse, do they feel like they belong here? That they belong in their role in their team? Is there equality and equity? Is there inclusivity? But that's, and you just mentioned too, with reaching the rest of the world, we're a global company. We have employees just about everywhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got them in Americas, obviously, and then EMEA and APAC, where we have a number of sites in Europe. And then we also have a team in South Africa that looks after our Middle East region, Asia Pacific. So yeah, hearing from all of those employees across the globe is definitely a great opportunity for us to be able to make changes and improve what we already do well.
What are these survey results telling us? And I know we're just about we're kicking off. We're in the middle of actually having the survey go out this year right now. But would love to hear either of you or both of you. Can you let us know, like, what has the survey told us about how our employees are feeling?
The first year that we did it, we did focus groups after to really better understand what we were reading and the data that we saw. And what really emerged is that there was a real concern for mental health and mental awareness. And so we put some efforts into improving our communication for what mental health is. We created some awareness elements, e-learnings. We made it easier and more accessible to reach the resources that Percepta has, so they're in a very more easy way to find. But then we also had a couple of our team members become certified to be a mental health first aid trainer. And so by the end of this year, which will be our second year doing it, we'll have probably 50 plus mental health first aid guides that are certified within Percepta to help support the people in the population. That's one thing that we've really focused on because it's been such a requested and a need from our employees. Some of the other things that we're working on is our translations. But now we have resources within Percepta who help us with translations. So when we send out communications, now there's the option, one communication, pick the language that's best for you, and the communication flows more easily that way. So, and we're trying to do that with everything that we do, not just communications, but trainings and videos. And it's a really big effort, but it's a really, really important one. And I think it only boosts that inclusivity. We want people to be included and we want them to feel like they belong. And if I can't provide that in the language that is best for them, then I'm not hitting the mark. So that's another big one that we've been working on. But then we also started including a lot of our awareness efforts within onboarding, our leadership foundations classes. And then we have a lot of these mini sessions for awareness and next steps and reducing your unconscious bias and those kinds of things. We know we have a long way to go. There are so many other efforts that we want to begin, but we also know this is a marathon and it's not a sprint, and that as we do these things, we really want to be intentional and make sure that we're doing them right and the right way and for the right reasons.
Absolutely. And Tammy, I know, we speak about the translations as such a small part, but the difference that it makes for someone to just be able to go in and read something and, review something that has been put out in the language that they're most comfortable in, it's huge. Right. And I know definitely in my region, that's something that has been received with open arms. So yeah.
I'd love to hear, like, how are we hearing our people responding? I know, Diana, you just mentioned that too, like how people are loving to see the, translations in their own language, but how else are people feeling like that you're hearing anecdotally perhaps?
I think one of the things about We Belong survey is it's not mandatory. We don't force anyone to do it. It's, at your choice, in your own time, and seeing the response in terms of how many people actually want to participate first is huge. And the other thing that we're hearing is people feel that they can come to work and bring their best self, and just be them, which is huge. You're at work, I say this all the time, you're at work more than you're at home, and you have to feel comfortable. You have to be able to be nothing but yourself. And then these are some of the things that we're hearing from our We Belong survey.
Hi there, my name is June from Manila, Philippines. I've been with Percepta for 8 years now, and I started my journey as an agent for both recall and Tier 1 programs. Then after that, I worked my way up. I became a subject matter expert, then eventually became a team leader, a quality assurance specialist, and now finally, I'm a training specialist.
Hi, I'm June.
I'm Rocky.
Kimmy. Jerry Lou. I'm Sai.
And we are
Manila Delivery Team.
Being true to myself and embracing my identity as a trans woman played a huge role in embracing my confidence and also my happiness. So basically, my goal here is to celebrate diversity and also to inspire others to embrace their own unique selves. I would describe my personality as vibrant and full of joy. I have this deep love for self-expression, and I want to showcase that by showing my passion for fashion and also putting on makeup. It makes me boost up my confidence. It helps me feel alive and happy, and it allows me to express my creativity and also my love for arts. So as a trans woman, I have actively contributed in creating more inclusive work environment by, of course, promoting understanding, empathy, and respect among my colleagues. I have also been involved in organizations outside of work, which is Art Rally Manila, which promotes diversity and inclusion. By participating in groups such as this, I have collaborated with different members from the organizations from various backgrounds to create initiatives, organize events, and of course, to provide resources that celebrates and embraces diversity. These groups have not only provided a safe space for members of the LGBTQIA+ community, but they've also fostered understanding and inclusion for everyone, regardless of the age, sex, and race. When I was promoted to team lead and trainer position, this recognition not only validated my hard work and expertise, but also presented an opportunity to inspire and mentor others. As a people manager, I have been able to guide and support my team members. It helps to navigate their own career paths and achieve their professional goals. For employees pursuing growth, I want you to listen to me carefully. Embrace a growth mindset and be curious. I want you to approach work with a mindset of continuous learning and also improvement. Stay curious, ask questions, and also seek opportunities to, of course, expand your skills and knowledge.
Binabati namin kayo ng isang
Manigong Bagong Taon!
If everything you've heard sounds awesome and you're an employee at Percepta, obviously part of this message is to say, hey, the survey is out right now. Go take it, because you've heard what happens when you do. You've heard that not only are you being listened to as you take the survey, but then change can happen based on your input. You want to feel like you're a whole person at work. So we encourage you all to take, if you're a Percepta employee, take the survey. If you're not yet a Percepta employee, that can easily be arranged. So check out our opportunities. But of course, this is great guidance for any company out there, to make these efforts, make the strides, and really take a pulse on your employees and listen to what they're asking for. Tammy and Diana, I want to give you each an opportunity. Anything to close us out that you want to just as a last missive to people who should be taking the survey?
It's really important that your voice is heard. The only way we have change is if we understand what needs to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my request is let us hear your voice.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself, Tammy. If you don't participate, we don't know how you feel. We can't make any changes. We can't improve things. We can't keep doing the things that we do that you like already. So having a voice is really important.
Well, at Percepta, y'all have a voice. Our employees have a voice, and it's great. It's great to hear that this is one way that they can impact change, not just for themselves, but for their colleagues. And of course, we all know happy employee experience means happy customer experience, which is what Percepta does. Tammy and Diana, thank you so much taking time out of your busy day. I'm assuming right after we hang up here, you're going to go take the survey if you haven't already. So we'll all go do that. We commit. And everyone, thank you for watching, and thank you for listening, and thank you for letting your voices be heard. You've been watching the Leadership Live series here at Percepta. Have a great rest of your day.